I'm Chris Steyerwalt, and it's time for Power Play. Hi, Internet. Good to see you. Have you heard that there's going to be an election in 2016? Apparently, it's a pretty big deal. And there is this woman, Hillary Rodham Clinton. She is flirting very coyly with the possibility of maybe running for president, and so are approximately 100 million Republicans. So gets to be a timing question. The season is well underway, because obviously I'm kidding. The season is well underway. But when do you say, I'm in, I'm not in? How big's your super PAC? And all that other stuff, it factors in. Guys with big super PACs of the intellectual kind include David Drucker, a chief senior, what do you want to be?
Lord of all my domain.
Lord of his domain. He is a master of his domain at the Washington Examiner. And by the way, I should just point out that if you want to know what's actually happening in Washington, you might want to read David as opposed to wasting your time. Charles Hurt, if you want to know how to be upset about what's happening in Washington, Charles is your man. Charles is a columnist at the Washington Times, longtime denizen of congressional and White House coverage. Gentlemen, here's the question. We're in the non-declaring phase. Rob Portman has said, I'm not running for president unless you really, really want me to. And then if you
Code is I'm running for vice president.
Right, holler at your boy. Marco Rubio's got a book launch coming up in January, which would seem to be the pre-running for, it would seem to be the pre. But so far, people have not jumped in yet. Ben Carson is there. What's the right time, and how does Hillary Clinton affect that, Charles?
Oh, I'm going to so disappoint you with my answer because this is just going to make you so mad.
Is Romney going to win in a landslide again?
Because my purpose in life is to be here and to be mocked and laughed at. Right. I'm going to go ahead and make my prediction.
Hit me.
I still don't see how, in the end, Hillary Clinton runs. I think that but see, when I win big.
When you win big. Yeah. President Romney's.
I haven't won yet, but when I do win, it's going to be huge.
Big. Charlie's the guy who keeps doubling his bet on the roulette table.
President Giuliani. Let's just go to President Giuliani.
When it comes in,
I was never on the Giuliani.
No, but Charlie predicted landslide for Romney.
But look, I had a lot of good reasons for that. But let me just say this: that Hillary Clinton is sitting here. She's the front runner. She's waiting to be coronated.
The Death Star.
There is no one who can beat her, and there's no one who can beat her on the Democratic side, and no one who can beat her on the Republican side. When have we all heard this before? 8 years ago.
Okay.
And she's 8 years older.
Okay.
It's stipulated. No, that's a lot of stipulation.
So if you're the Republicans, if you're running for president, Republican, when do you get in? When do you go now?
I think I don't know about the Republicans, but I know that if she is going to play it out as long as she can, because there's a lot of benefits to her having everyone expecting her to get in. At some point, though, after the new year.
David, I have never seen people as good at buckraking as Bill and Hillary Clinton. My gosh, it's been a $650 million
it's a
enterprise. And they're not done. She's not done giving speeches yet. She's headed to, I kid you not, Saskatoon. Now, if you're going to Saskatoon, and if you talk about not liking the Keystone X, talking about she's going to go straddle the Keystone Pipeline in Saskatoon.
She's got to make nice because, we've dissed Canada by telling them that they want to move their oil through our land.
They've made all of this money. Then they've made more than $500 million post-presidency. Here's a question.
Yes.
At a certain point, though, they want to quit spending their own money and the foundation money on doing this and start an actual campaign so that they can have actual apparatus.
Yeah, but if you start too soon, you lose too soon. Look, I think that if you're Hillary Clinton, this reminds me of the Romney model from 2012, if you remember. First of all, he was the one everybody liked until he actually ran.
Right.
He was the front runner.
Right.
And he had the name ID, so he had the luxury of kind of waiting until late spring. Didn't he avoid one of your first debates? It's like I don't.
Why you got to bring up old stuff all the time?
I don't need that debate. I'll wait for the the June or July or August debate.
Right.
And I think that's probably what Hillary is doing. Now, I for a long time was with Charles. She ain't running. It's at least not a done deal. But here's what I think, that she has gone out of her way throughout the last year to volunteer certain things, such as things she regretted about Benghazi, so she could get over the, what difference does it make? Very Clintonian things that only Clintons do very deliberately.
Surgically excising the record.
When they are planning a political run.
But David, even if she winds up not running, all those things are smart to do because it keeps the conversation about her and it keeps her in the mix, right?
But that tells me that she is positioning herself to run, even if she chooses in the end.
Yes. No.
Like, being a grandmother is so awesome, which is what, like, my mother would say. There's just no way.
But wait. The discussion on Hillary Clinton, I know we're running late, but the discussion on Hillary Clinton used to be, will she assume the queenship of the United States, or will she stay home with her grandchildren? The question is increasingly becoming, and she has a big problem here, which is Blake at the Washington Post and Charlie Cook and others, increasing number of people saying she's not that good of a candidate.
She never has been.
She's got problems. Charles?
And even if she does decide to run, I think that it is a much more difficult thing to have actual victory.
But wouldn't you agree, David, that having that discussion out there is damaging, and the longer she doesn't run, the longer it invites the Chris Cillizas of the world to say, you're kind of bad.
Yes, but you can't get around it, because once she's actually a candidate, she'll still be a bad candidate.
Nobody's reading those people.
In other words, just because you're a candidate doesn't make you all of a sudden a good candidate, because they can't speculate about how bad
Internet,
you
you're not reading the Washington Post. You're reading the Washington Times. You're reading the Washington Examiner, because you know what's up. Guys, we thank you for making time for us.
This was fun.
Today.
Thank you.
All right, Internet, it was fun. And we're glad you stopped by. And we hope you'll come back and see us again real soon.